Alrighty. Let's see, I think we're live now. All right, there we go. Good evening, everybody. Set that right there. All right. Should be good to go right there. All right. It is 8:07. So, as I said, we're going to give it about 1 or 2 minutes and then we will go ahead and get started with our news. Live on Twitter. All right. Perfect. All right, I'm grabbing my notebook now. We're about to go ahead and get started. All right. What indicators do I use? I use the volume always with the volume moving average. I have it clouded. I use the EMAs 20, 50, and 200. I use a whole ribbon, whole suite ribbon by In Silico. A 9-day moving average, pivot points, volume profile right there. VWAP occasionally, and the 500 HMA. Now, I use the MACD and a couple of other things, sometimes the RSI, but it really has to do with what type of position I'm taking. Different indicators have different purposes to me. So, what's up, Big Step? Hoping to get in green this week. Let's go. What do I think about Fidelity Trade Pro? I don't know much about that actually. I'd love to take a look at it. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Just to recap over last week, we saw the S&P SPY. We saw that down about 0.18%. So it did end up rebounding right off of that key support. We're going to talk about that support. We're going to look at futures and all that good stuff. We saw the QQQ spilling a little bit heavier. They were down 1.53%. I don't know why I'm looking at the 15-minute. But anyway, yeah, we saw them down 1.52%. We saw the Russell down 1.29%, and the Dow Jones down 0.24% as well. 28 of 20% of forecasters were feeling a recession was just around the corner about a month ago. That figure has obviously appeared to rise. I figure this is pretty important information because in a recent recent survey, 60% of Americans were concerned about a major recession. A factor looming heavy in that decision is obviously excuse me, sorry. I'm trying to read from their headlines and they're a little bit choppy. But anyway, so other than that, guys, and really we're going to be focused on the economic calendar. We're going to be focused on earnings this week. We are slowing down as far as earnings is concerned. So sometimes reading from StockTwits articles has me questioning if I'm on drugs. So anyway, nothing extremely exciting in my opinion. You've got Highland Maxar, which is one of my favorite companies. That's my own thing. You've got AMC, which is going to be the talk. A lot of people are going to be saying this is going to squeeze into outer space. Palantir, Ride, Roblox is one of the bigger ones I'm going to be watching this week. Li Auto, GRWG, Coin are some of the top watches this week. And you know, I know that I just say these things, but if you're not taking a mental note, however you do that, right? This is where it's important. So if you see a company, you know, like for me, right? I just set a little note on the side here. I put earnings And I would say definitely PLTR is going to be one to watch before or after earnings. That's, excuse me, I can't even get it before the earnings will be actually be. So Monday, it might actually open up an opportunity. We'll see how that looks. Um, but PLTR, you move into Tuesday. You've got Roblox. You guys know me. One final strike on Roblox. Let's see who wins. Lee Auto is of interest. GRWG, which is one of my favorite cannabis, non-cannabis companies. Coin is another. Look out for Baba. Always looking out for Baba, my friend. Always. Chinese companies and me, we duke it out. If you guys are chilling here on the TikTok stream, if you guys don't mind leaving a like, I do appreciate it. Same for the YouTube as well. But anyway, Wednesday Disney, BYND, Rivian. Thursday ACB Aurora Cannabis, Back Holdings, Affirm Holdings, and then Friday you close out with one of the more notable ones, which is Lightning Motors or CEV. Now, more importantly than all of that, we're going to turn over to the economic calendar, where we obviously have, in big news, 5/11. The first 2 days, we might have a little bit of leeway, but what do we remember about trading before FOMC and big high impact data points? We know that it can obviously be a little bit shaky. We'll see what the market brings us. If we get a gap down, big, large gap down, then I would imagine we are in for either a slow gap fill or just a quick gap fill and then chop until CPI. Which brings me to 5/11, where we have at 8:30, we have core CPI for April CPI. NBA mortgage applications are actually at 7 o'clock. 10:30, we have EAI crude oil inventories, Treasury budget coming in at 1,400. As far as the whole week is concerned, you do have on 5/12 initial claims and continuing claims at 8:30 Eastern time. You've got PPI and core PPI at 8:30 on 5/12 as well. And then import and export price index on 5/13, as well as the University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So those are all high impact data points for me. So I'm putting those at the top of my notes right here. CPI this week. PPI and core PPI as well are things to obviously remember. So I'm not a pumper, just excited to have watched it for years. If you buy TCR, you don't have to worry about the economic fundamentals. Well, I'd have to look into it anyway, just being trying to be a good investor. But you shoot me a DM because I will forget it. All right, so that's about it. As far as data, earnings, we're slowing down on earnings. That's one thing to mention. The next week following, we do have like one Friday where we have like a ridiculous amount, but this is like literally cramming in all of them, like all of these random ass companies. You do have Baidu. So there are companies that are worth looking into going into next week, but they're very few compared to the sporadic and smaller earnings that are going to be following going into the later May and then into June. So anyway, watch list. Or well, I guess I know somebody's going to ask, so I guess it maybe I'll just go over my watch list first, but I figured I'd go over the cues. Do you rely more on Greeks or companies when picking stocks? I mean, long term. Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I don't just buy stuff that you can tell me. If that's what you're asking. Is gap trading a good one? It can be, yes. It definitely takes focus. But yes, it can be profitable, especially in a trending market with um, sentiment that way, whether that be up or down. So, okay. So I'm going to go over the cues really quickly. As far as I'm concerned, and I think a lot of people are saying, once we break a key support, and you'll hear a lot of people say it, once we break a key support, we're going to dump. And that's not always the case. As you guys can see with the Qs, you do break a major support and then you rip to the upsides, little short squeeze there, and then you dump right back down. We did finish Friday with a Doji, and if you go look at the SPY, which my God, it looks like Spider-Man's been over here. But if you take a look at SPY, this one also bounced off of its key support, not quite closing below it, but if you sneak up here, you'll notice that it is just like the Qs below one of its major supports at 416, which brings me to my next point. They, obviously being major ETFs, both have the same setup. There is, and I'll bring them both into frame for you guys really quickly so you can see what I'm saying. So you got the QQQ right here. We're going to look at the daily on both of those, and we're going to compare and contrast the trends, because oftentimes that'll let us know, if we're going to move poorly together. So QQQ running off at the top right here, you'll see that there is a bit of a channel established right about there. So this is a bit of a correction off of a large gap down on news. But both of these ETFs are hovering right about in the same range. So again, I'm going to bring this one down. So channel for the Qs, or for SPY and for the Qs. Both of these are at major supports, 405 for SPY. And again, we've got 305 and 300 for the Qs. That would be a channel break to the downside. We do have 1, 2 taps off, major taps off support. I don't consider this one feasible, but we're going for a third. So going into tomorrow, as far as CPI is concerned, so we know that we have data coming in, and we know how often that can cause, I'm just going to call it shitty movement. There's a lot of the times where you're going to get choppy, low volume as people await that data to make a decision. All that being said, SPY is sitting on support. I'm watching it below 406. There is a potential pop-up level where we could see SPY move above 418. So I'm going to be really particular, because if we don't have a catalyst, and the only catalyst is CPI, and it's a definitive catalyst that could drive us in either direction, then in my opinion, this is the space in which we could likely chop. Now, on CPI, there is a possibility, if we stay in this range, we double bottom it out, we will see how things go. I'm not exactly sure how futures look. Law, don't be that guy to jump off a building when you lose it all. Okay. I won't. Maybe you're rich. No, I'm sorry. Don't wait on TikTok. I was joking. It would be blow up bricks like at a party, like a kid's party. Anyway, so far futures are heading down. So most importantly, when we do our analysis on Sunday, right, what we're doing is we're establishing levels. We're looking for the structure, and then on the Monday morning open, we see, okay, where have we gapped down to? Are we at a key support? So this is the framework and what I see right now. And I guess like the one thing that I'm leaving out as far as what I notice is a untouched third tap of resistance and a lagging 200-day moving average. Now we are in a downtrend. There's no doubt about it. I have seen it happen, and it's looking the same. Are you? I don't even know. I'm not sure what's going on here. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway. Also, by the way, SPY, I messed that up. I apologize. So SPY right here, and again, correction on both. We're at support. Okay, so that's the main gist of what I'm getting to here. We've got dojis at support. A lot of times people who play dojis will just simply look at the wicks. Obviously you want to see good volume, candle close. So QQQ tomorrow above 315.25, and SPY up tomorrow above 418.50, and we could see a rebound into this zone. So a SPY chart now versus 2008 is fairly similar. Yes. But as you guys can see, right, if nobody's said it before, right, we are in a bear market. How the hell do I know that? You can go back and track them. This is a example that I did back in 2021 of what different bear markets, and here's a stock market crash, right? This can happen in days. This is caused by extreme fear that could cause, like, market ending fear, right? Economy crashing fear. That's what causes crashes, right? And then you have market corrections where you have large spikes down, often caused by war type news, and this can happen on any given time frame. And then you have a bear market, right, where you have a trending lower highs, et cetera, et cetera, and that's what you see here. So but anyway, those of you who don't know, if you guys are on TikTok, I am live streaming on YouTube. But one thing to keep in mind, and people will often tell you, bear market rallies to the upside are often more intense, vigorous, whatever word you want to use, than a downtrend or than an uptrend, right? Oftentimes in an uptrend, it's not as strong, but look at the difference. So before I just talk, right, let's take a look at it both side by side, and then I'm going to get to my watch list and what I'm watching this week. And I'll leave you guys alone with my blabbering. All right. So let's see. Where are we at? Kenneth, yes. So just be smart. Don't let it happen. Start better. Okay. Very nice. Thank you. Not a bear market, just a correction. Well, I mean, just on a technical basis, this is bear market territory. This is what a bear market looks like. Projections. But anyway, so what I was going to say here, take a look at this uptrend. All right, and then take a look at this uptrend. Oops, shit. Okay. So look at the size of the candles on the daily, right? And we'll zoom in a little bit further, kind of give it the same time range. So take a look at that. You get a really, really strong uptrend. And then here you see a lot of laggy days, a lot of choppy days, flat days, not a lot of volume to the upside, low volume uptrends, which oftentimes are not fun. That's when you need to have long contracts. So anyway, drinking liquid death. Yes. Also drinking other versions of liquid death. Cheers. Okay. As far as my watch list is concerned, let's full screen this bad boy. All right, so Facebook, you guys know the deal. We're gonna beat the dog, whatever. I was gonna say a bad word. We're gonna beat the bricks off Mark Zuckerberg. Hopefully here to the downside or the upside. Now, I did show you guys on the hourly. There is a obvious break in downtrend right here. You guys saw this lowered, this lower time frame uptrend, right? So this white line that you see here, we see 1, 2, 3, and then 4, right? So magic numbers 3, and then our fourth and final break to the downside. Now this, really tricky, but this right here is a fake out, and we'll talk more about that later. But so really simple. There are gaps to the up and the downside for Facebook. And because of the 3-week streak that we've had an incredible 3 weeks inside of the Discord. If you guys have been following our YouTube live streams or Discord, whatever, we've been doing really, really well, day trading, et cetera, et cetera. So in honor of that, and in honor of not backsliding or losing any ground, going into the same environment that we are with CPI data coming, there is a possibility for range trading. And that range for things like Facebook, et cetera, is likely going to be between the 213.30 and the 201 and $200 level. All right. So it's pretty much that simple for me. And what I'm going to be doing is waiting for a definitive break to either side. Hourly, our 15-minute candle closes matter on Monday. On Monday morning, right? They say dumb money opens the market, smart money closes it. Well, sneaky money gets in a little bit after the dumb money starts the shit, and then gets out before anything else happens. So that's what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. If we do end up getting a definitive move to either side, but again, gaps on Facebook, 194.25 all the way down to 175, massive gap with a lot of different supports. We've got 189, we've got 185, and we've got 180 even. So those are all different targets to play to the downside. And if this is a rejection, so as you guys can see, 1, 2, 3, we've got 3 major rejections off of resistance. If we do not rebound, which has to happen soon, in my opinion, and that would happen again above 214. If that happens, we do have a gap at 219, closing around 222, 222.75, and then above that level, which is going to be 225 even, that's where we would see another possible gap fill. So there's plays both ways. I don't give a shit what the market does at all. I'm just looking to make money either way. So Facebook has good setups now, in my opinion. So let's see. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so second, you guys know it. We played JD to the downside. And this one, I did exit a little bit early, but who cares? We made a really good return on that contract. What? Sorry, guys, I have not been reading comments yet here on TikTok. But you guys make sure to leave a like. And if you guys want to make sure that your comment is not missed, all you have to do is hit the link in the bio, go to the YouTube, drop your comment, and you can skedaddle after that and hop back in the live stream here. But that way I won't miss it. So if liquid death, horrible. No, it's not. It's just water. You know, I know there's a lot of people concerned about their pH, but I just don't know how they're going to feel when they find out that our bodies tightly regulate our pHs, and if our bodies deviate from that pH, that we would die. So I think we're okay. Just if Dasani doesn't kill you, I promise you, that's not going to kill you either. If it does, I got a lawsuit, I guess, on my hands. So anyway, JD is nearing support. This is a descending triangle on the daily, which obviously you guys know they're delisting risk here. Guys, I am thinking I want to take a $41 put out going out until summertime, like maybe late July. But I want to short this thing into oblivion. So if you guys want to ride with me on JD, we might take throw out a long cast and then play a little bit in between and see if we can sweeten the deal. So JD, this one's going to be more of swing trading. It's got to go break support. There is going to be choppy trading, but we're going to find a good contract. We're going to find a good hourly candle, 4-hour candle close, and we're going to take our position. So other than that, I do have I'm trying to get the watch list relatively small because there's a couple of earnings plays that I'm looking forward to this week, including Roblox. But I will be watching Cat kind of on the side. And then a couple of stocks that reported earnings last week, which is AMD. So AMD, if you guys don't remember, I did give you guys a setup on the hourly time frame, and here it is in all its pain in the ass glory right here. So take a look at that. We're going to get rid of our pivot points. How do I feel about AMC earnings? Yeah, I feel like they're gonna fuck around and find out. I don't know. To be honest with you, every time earnings comes around, they force retail to shoot themselves in the foot. I wish if I could deliver one message to the AMC community, and you guys can hit screen record if you want. But if I was to say one thing to them is stop deviating from the plan and stop selling, because the fact of the matter is everybody's looking for quick gains and there's no consensus on anything. You know, like that would be what I would say if I was crazy, but I'm not. So like if somebody really wanted to accomplish the goal that we're looking to accomplish with AMC, they would stop letting the hype happen, right? You can't allow that to continue to happen, and you have to deliver a clear and concise message to the members of the community about what it is you're actually trying to do. Is there a possible momentous amount of money gained? Maybe, probably not. That's the honest truth, because again, humans are greedy, and when you're 100% up on your shares that you maybe bought at 14, it rips to 30, or excuse me, not to 30, but like 50, 60, something like that. Most people are going to TP. Most people are going to sell, but you would have to, anyway. I personally just don't target stocks like that. I'm not looking to play squeeze stocks. I'm looking to find solid setups and try not to deviate from the course. So anyway, AMD, this is the setup, guys. It's simple as this. It could lead to an EMA crossover. One of my favorite EMA or moving average crossovers is that EMA crossover. You have a hold of an indicator right there. You've got a 9-day, 50-day, and 20-day all on the hourly looking to cross this 200. This is the way that I see it, unless we gap down. So if we gap down on AMD, it is a double top, in my opinion. And this is likely to try and go break 92.25 to fill a gap at 91.15, which is also an area of demand, right? How do I know that? Okay, I'm going and I'm looking for respect. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, all of these hourly candles are held underneath that 91.50, and it's never a single cent range, right? If you ever look at somebody's watch list, which is, I try not to do it, right? Because it's like calls over this level. And like, I don't want to be like super vague, when I do that. But it is important, I think, to recognize that it's always a zone, right? The bodies of the candles matter and the wicks of the candles matter. The wick right here, obviously, is retesting that 92.40 level that you bounce off twice. So for AMD, anywhere below 91, and this is where we set alerts, because if we're charting and not setting alerts, why are we doing this? And then from there, we could be looking at targets of $90 even. And if we lose 90, obviously we can start looking out on the daily, right? Which, again, this is why it's so important to make sure that you are looking at multiple different time frames. So what is it? I don't know if anybody can see what I see, but right now, what I see is a preparation to chop, right? Here's your zone. And look at where resistance is at. Look at where support is at. You're clearly in an uptrend. So I see a couple of days here in this zone. And then, again, there's a lot of open resistance out here. There's even some 107 gap fills up to the upside. A lot of people at this point would go and they would take a look at, and this is our Discord, they would take a look at flow, which, let's see here. I like to go to the golden sweeps, right? That's going to tell me where the biggest money has gone. It looks like somebody took out a coin 130 strike, 715, and they put $3.06 million, 3.06 million in the 130 strike for 715. That's very interesting. You've got Apple, $2 million, 175 strike, 715, 2022. Google, $2,600 call strike, 916, 2022. Guys, look at all of this freaking money. Apple is insane. Watch. This is actually 5/6, right? So, yeah, this is Friday. I'm sorry, I'm blown away right now because I didn't look at this on Friday, and this is what I'm looking at. So this is all at the 90 strike. So they're going to exercise these contracts. I'm not sure if they may work. I don't know. But let me just read the premium, all right? Because all of these are 90 strikes, and I think all of them are 120.23. So we've got 4.36 million, we've got 3.56 million, we've got 4.59 million, we've got 3.58 million, 5.7 million, 6.13 million, 7.66 million, and $7.34 million. So those are in the money. Those are 90. So you do have Goldman Sachs with a $300 put strike, 120 with 1.79 million. So I do have a Discord. I do not have a course. I do, yeah. I don't have a course, but my Discord has a course in a way. It's step by step introductions, what are options, Greeks, candlesticks patterns, terminology, intermediate techniques, trading rules, indicators, books, and these are being added to. And they're on my calendar over here to start brushing back up and adding more information and making more content myself. So. But anyway, guys, that's about it. It's worth looking at. Apple, right? So that's a lot of flow for Apple. You'd be a madman if you didn't, consider setting a couple of alerts, or mad lady, whatever, mad person. Uh, but you would. Sorry, I'm looking at this trend line. But yeah, you'd be crazy not to at least watch. So that being said, I'm gonna just looking at that flow, I gotta look at Apple. Apple does look like it still has a possible trip anywhere below 154 down to the 152, and more than likely the 150, 50, and 150 level. So that is Apple. That is my watch list. I'm gonna write it down. I will give you guys levels tomorrow when we see a gap up, gap down. What does this mean? What does what mean? Phil. Thank you for doing this. How to join your Discord? Link in bio. Not the website though. Go to the link. Don't go through our website. I do have the link for. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, and we'll get back. We'll go ahead and get to y'all's request. So if you guys in the YouTube channel, if you guys on TikTok have a stock request, if you would do me a favor and please leave that request on the YouTube comment stream, and then you can hop right back into YouTube. The link is in my bio for that. But that would help me greatly moving up and down that. So. Okay, yeah, the Discord link is up at the top. So YouTube link is the second link to the bottom. McDonald's application? No. No, thank you. Okay, so bear market got you drinking. Yeah. Yeah. So Apple was the first one. But I just did that one. So I'll dig a little bit deeper on Apple. Anytime I'm looking at the daily setup, I want to go to the 4 hour. This helps me get a clear idea of price action and levels. So right here, call me crazy, but this looks like it could rip off of an inverse head and shoulders above 160. Just throwing that out there. Now, that doesn't mean rip immediately, and it would be really insane, really insane to see SPY repeat what happened before, where we saw how many times? 1, 2, and then 3, all at the same price level. And then even here on this retest, you get 1, 2, and then 3. But again, we are at this channel bottom, right? So standard deviation channel. 1, 2, and we could double bottom right back above it. So above, and I'm setting alerts 416.72, and I'm going to set an alert at 419.62, or 420.80. Can I do a supply and demand course? Yeah, I'll write that down. Yeah, let me know at the end of it what you guys would want to do first in like a big group one-on-one type thing. F Bobby, that's straight up. What's up, SoFlo? Yeah, the course will be free, but yeah, I'd be happy to work on something like that. F Baba. Yeah, I don't know about this guy talking about, yeah, the guy talking about McDonald's. If you guys don't mind, let your fingers have a seizure on the TikTok screen. That would help me greatly. So, all right. So, looking at a SPY and then looking at Apple, right? We know where we have to go for SPY. We know where we have to go for Apple. So if SPY jumps off of that support, right? Or if we chop around here, I say that we go and we possibly hit this downtrend. Okay. That's above 160. Okay. So if you play it, right, if you play it above 158.83, you might be able to scalp up to 159, maybe hit that 160. But if you're not in before that, you're going to have a tough time trying to play a breakout at 160 unless there's good volume, good catalyst. So about, and they did have good earnings. That is something to consider. And their name is floating around as a buy, obviously always, but with their name flashing in neon right now, coming off of earnings above 160.25, you could tentatively look at a position looking for. It would be crazy, but another retest of 164. Maybe 165. So thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate that. The one-on course of everybody when you find new trades. I sent you 2.7. That dang, dude. Dude, your thumb is probably like mad swole right now. You got thumb gains. Look at that. You can get real gains, thumb gains. You're appreciated, my man. VZ something to look in long term. Just curious after this last earnings. I'd have to look into it myself, man. I'm technicals trading first and then fundamentals investing second. So especially right now with most of my money outside of stocks. And I disclosed that going back. I sold Microsoft at 305, just like I had set the price target. I think going back, yeah, so $300 price target back in 2021. Yeah, so I bought Microsoft way back, sold most of my equity. So yeah, all that being said, I'm not really looking at fundamentals quite yet. A lot of companies that I look at speculatively, yes, uranium, yes, but speaking of, Microsoft actually has a pretty cool setup. I might have to set some alerts on that one. Captain ADHD over here. All right. Anyway, Apple. That's the possible inverse head and shoulders. There it is. Look at that. So be prepared. Still has possible bear flag type energy, but again, above 160. It may be choppy. Good long expirations may be your friend. So next on the list was NVIDIA. I feel like if you have, do I recommend college? I recommend going after something that you can find yourself doing while simultaneously going after what you want to achieve in life. You can't not it's the anomalies that screw the rest of us because there are very rare instances where somebody just jumps out of the game and just goes straight into making a bajillion dollars or living the dream. But if you have something that you want to do, like that you're passionate about, that requires college, then Obviously, I can't speak for everybody. But that's if you're passionate about it, you want to learn about it. I personally will go back to college, but it will have nothing to do with jobs. It will be more for my personal interest. So only if Biden forgives my loans. I'll forgive his loans. All right, so NVIDIA, holy crap. So if you guys want a perfect example of supply and demand, dude, this just gave me the heebie-jeebies. This is such a good example. Oh, God. I almost lost my voice. Hold on. Liquid death good? Yeah, I think it's good. I'll shotgun this at the end of the stream and get mad hydrated before tomorrow's live. All right, so here it is. I'm going to highlight these in purple even, so that way they look cool. Hold on, where are we at? Where's my box? There it is. Okay, so you're learning about supply and demand. You're trying to figure out what the hell it is, and I'm going to also give you your analysis at the same time. So, oh my God, this is so good. So TikTok, I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you guys see. Hopefully everybody can see this. What's smoking? Is money. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. This is a wonderful example. So look at this. Right up at the top. 1, 2, 3. What's the magic number? 1, 2, 3. Magic number. And then what do? We do get any time you're going to break a support that you have seen this type of structure in, you want to wait to make sure you get a higher time frame candle close to the downside. Let me show you why. Do you know how many people lost money right here? Right in this little wick trying to short this support? There's people right now holding bags because of this exact little wick down, right? Because you're looking at a 15-minute candle close where the candle bounces. That's not a strong candle close. You get buyers picking that back up. So you would want to wait another candle to confirm, especially with the volume moving against you. So anyway, going back to the hourly time frame, supply and demand, the supply is above us. We step in and we like to trade from supply to demand to supply, right? So 1, 2, 3, not only 3, but a gap, a strong push, and then a gap down, right? Now, one thing to keep in mind, and this is always good to do, is once you're done looking at that higher time frame, right? We know where our hourly resistance is. So NVIDIA above $199.50 and $200, you're into a gap at 202.82, which is also, right? It's never just a single cent, right? You have this space right here. And where is the first place that you consolidate? You drop from 212.50. The first place that your candle closes and bounces on is 203, right? You do retest 204, but the candle bodies consolidate here, and that is now a level to watch. Now, this is also, I don't like to bring in the 500-day HMA because it confuses people, but just know that when you're looking at a moving average, right, and that moving average has 200, 300, even 100, that means that there's 100 days of data inputted into this moving average. So if there's more data, it's going to take it a lot. It's going to take a lot more to get it to move, right? Obviously, lower time frames, it's more responsive because it's not using that same algorithm or same input. So 500-day HMA, even on the hourly, or the 200-day EMA, and look at where you guys asked me. Some people asked me about confluences. This is where I see a 200-day EMA and a retest level at 212.27. So if we can get NVIDIA above 203.42, look for a pretty clean retest. I would say 212 or 211.55 and possibly even 212.50. So, Shred Force, thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Those of you guys on TikTok, thank you for the live. I am on YouTube right now, so if you wanted to actually see my screen or record the screen or screen capture it or rewind me or you know, lots of people screenshot my face and make memes. That's another fun thing you can do. But that's on YouTube and the link is in my bio. Um, I appreciate you guys though. So anyway, as easy as that, right? Below and who in their right mind, right? And this is why we got to think about our trades, plan them out. How often are you going to break through 180? 180 on NVIDIA. You're not happening. Not on a 5 minute candle and not after spilling forever, it feels like. All going all the way back to March 28th and then now May 6th, you have been dumping, right? So you've seen pain. So there is possibly another leg down, and I do on the daily time frame. And hopefully you guys understand that consolidation that I'm talking about, right? So on the daily time frame, and I do not know why this channel does that all the time. Get out of there. So if we're looking at this channel, right? If we're looking at the standard deviation channel, ignore the lines right here. We are not far away from hitting 170.65. Now, if you go and you mark your levels, and I know some of you guys are like, hurry up. I'm trying to, offer some, lesson in both and the analysis. It's been a while since I've held any like Q&As, so I'm trying to go in depth on these, so we can look at these even as potential trades for ourselves. So anyway, large Doji candle off of that 179 or 180. So anywhere below 180, say CPI is doo-doo, but not that bad. And then at that point, then I would look at NVIDIA to hit that 170.55. And then again, marking your level out, you can go back here. That's where we consolidate. And then ultimately, if you lose 170, then I would say 100% you'll see a 150 NVIDIA at the end of the day. But again, in this channel, we have a second retest of resistance. So we could still rally for a month, right? We could rally for a month and still be in a downtrend bear market, right? And like your average retail, your average, YOLO trader is not going to think any different. So, and this is where things will get tricky. But again, the beautiful thing about NVIDIA is that it's giving you these levels like textbook. So again, you could see a retest of 210 for NVIDIA anywhere above 226, 25, and I would say just 230, right? Because there is a gap there. You're likely to go test this resistance. I would say you would be in a short-term bear market uptrend inside of the standard deviation channel, looking to go retest the 240s. So, what is a doji candle? So there's all sorts of different kinds of dojis. That's a great question. And I'll bring an example in really quick. So take a look at this. I know you're on TikTok. So this candle right here could be considered a doji, right? Usually it's going to have a very short body or a flat body, and it's going to have, more, it's mostly wick. So in my Discord, I believe in the candlesticks and patterns, I do have a doji. So right here, this is obviously a neutral doji. That means that neither way. You have stars, which will, just be just a sliver above the open. And then again, you have these like abandoned baby doji right there. Let's see. There you go. So anyway, that's kind of what you're looking for right there. Here's a neutral bearish doji, and then a neutral bullish. So, but anyway, yeah. My fave ticker. NVIDIA, it is. If you guys are in the Discord with us, Big Stepper slaps. Yeah, he slaps NVIDIA. If we both have NVIDIA on our watch list, Watch out. All right, so that's NVIDIA. The next one that I see is BBIG. So okay, so I'm not going to do a full depth. I can't. So there's no way that I could. I would just be faking it because stocks like these, one, don't deserve analysis. But sorry, that was harsh. They do more harm than good. You can't. I'm sitting here trying to draw a trend line. Like, it can happen. Here's how I trade stocks like this. I mark out my key levels, oftentimes where you can see definitive stances by bears, right? So at where you're at right now, which is 350, is where shorts stand up, right? And oftentimes I like to pull up the volume profile when I can't find a dynamic trend line like I'm talking about right now. But for BBIG, I would say above 350 is where you have to go. But this candle that I see right here, as bullish as it may look, you're sitting right up against the 200-day moving average. So if you lose I would say if you lose 315 and $3, you're gonna dump hard back into 257. But that's about it. I would say that if you get above 350, 380 is your next level. And again, that's a big one. So you do have a lot of volume here at the bottom. The one thing that I will give this stock, the only thing that I'll give this stock right now is you have, so if you guys know anything about like new traders and like the phases that they go through, a lot of times you'll see charts about it. Um, this this illustrates that process, right? Because I think BBIG squeezed, or I forget what it went through, but you have the smart traders, right? This is slow accumulation. You've got squeeze. You get chasers, right? You get a massive gap fill here, right? Again, I would say smarter traders oftentimes come in there, and then you get all of this mess, right? Where people are getting jerked around by whom? Market makers, right? Because they're going to send you up, you're going to the moon, but then no, you're not. And then so people exit their positions and then they jump it and they pull it right back up, and then you buy back, and then the next day it gaps up, it rips, and then you maybe buy more, and then it dumps right back down, and then it keeps dumping. But hey, last time it did that, it pulled right back up, and then guess what? Right here, I'm almost. This is like a children's story or something like that. 770, right? 770. You bounce, and it looks like you're gonna rip, and you're just gonna go straight back up. How many people probably bought that candle, right? That's a daily candle, and then you dump right back down. So, and then, oh, euphoria, maybe a little bit of squeeze action, but then mostly euphoria, people chase. These candles right here screw people out of their money. You get a long wick. What does that mean? That means that if you're brand new, that means that buyers sent that stock up, and then sellers close that stock back down at that 826 level. And then you dump right back down. So anyway, you get little short mini squeezes here. Maybe you see another one, but I don't think that happens unless you get above 380. So above 380, hell, I'll set an alert there and I'll buy shares and I'll trade it a little bit for maybe a squeeze play. And I would say that it's likely to go to 525. So that's my analysis on BBIG. I spent too much time on that. No offense. It's just a silly stock. ExxonMobil. Oops. So I usually leave the gas energy to Rolly. Obviously for signaling, I'm not that guy. I don't play energy that much. It's not how I came into the market. Something that I could get better at. It's not that I just don't trade it. I've never been a part of my plan. So here's the deal. You have a couple of different possibilities here for XOM. And one of them could be an ascending triangle, and excuse me, that would look like this. So you might get a pullback, right? I would say you're going to pull back to 88.66. It'll bounce back up, and then it will likely fall. I would say you're going to bounce at 85.47. And then if this is an ascending triangle, that's when you would likely take off. Now, that being said, there is the possibility that if you see a large rejection candle, that this could double top and anywhere below 82.55, and XOM would likely fall to new or back down to the 80s, just 80 even, maybe even further. But so far, based on what I see, consolidation candles here, you lost a lot of volume that you got off of earnings. So you're going to need to see a return to energy this week in order to push it above that 92 and push it into the $95 range. And that's really where I could see XOM moving to. And if you step back, this is where you got to go look at the weekly because these zones matter. There are bag holders, by the way, or people who, bought here before COVID, and their investments are finally giving them a return, But anyway, I would say 95. And the reason why I'm giving that target is it is a previous resistance level right about there. That's 95.55, anywhere above 95.55, and I would say 98.50 as well. So if you guys here on TikTok have any requests, I'm taking most, if not all of those requests on YouTube. So if you guys want to drop those requests there, that would help me out greatly as well. That way I don't miss them. And I do, and I'm going to continue to, I've been screenshotting them just in case later on, if I have some time, I will chart them and post them on my Twitter. So not a problem. Raul VR. I need more people to play contractors with on VR. There's zombies, dude. Like the zombies that you played on Black Ops, it's in VR. And I'm like, I'm stupid good at it. I don't play it a lot, but I do. I unwind occasionally at night. Little zombies. Can you start upstart car? I'm making my way downtown right now, walking fast. Face is fast, past. SE. E. Ooh, that one did have a falling wedge, but now it's just falling. Money. 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 Okay, so this is 100% your lower time frame downtrend, like 100%. You've got a 50-day EMA moving average there. You've got a key level on SE. That SE level is I would say I want to give it 110, but I would say 111.60. 111.60. And that's where you're at right now with the 200-day moving average right now. You did just break the $85 support, and it looks like you're heading to the downside. What is going on here? Dude, this is living in the South, I swear. Okay, let's go to the 4 hour. We need to see this a little bit closer. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to make sure. So I was a little bit confused, right, as far as this support is concerned. But looking at this recovery there, you see these candles struggling to close, but they do in fact hold this trend. So anyway, SE anywhere below $70. And this one could, I mean, I'm just looking at the daily right now, but this thing looks like it might drop into, holy shit, $62. I want to short that thing. I want to go long. Hold on. I'm going to write down long, short ideas. Long, short, right? Because how many people at the bottom of bear market are like, I wish I would have shorted this SE, dude. SE, $62 gap in a strong downtrend and has a third untested resistance. But at some point, right, the way that I usually make a judgment on whether or not it's going to continue to the downside is I will measure out or find that standard deviation channel, right? And so that is a usually in any and there are indicators that on like TradingView or TradeStation or not TradeStation, TOS that will create this channel for you. I just draw them myself. It just makes me feel more confident. If I need to, I'll bring the robot in if I feel like I'm being too biased or if I feel like something's crooked. But anyway, so if it breaks below that deviation line, I would say that SE will move to the downside. But if it does not, I have seen stocks slide down this channel and then rebound, hit that third test, and then finally give you a dump. And if that happens, the longer, the worse, right? So the quicker you make your way down, the better it is for SC, you know, at some point. So double bottom SC, what time frame are you looking at? That is a bear flag. And the double bottom that you're looking for is broken. I do not see a double bottom. If you're looking at the 15-minute, yes, but 15-minute time frame. Okay. Take a look at that. There's your downtrend. So SE above 79 bucks, which really I would just say wait for 80. But yeah, this it's just keep it simple, you know? Keep it simple right there. Boom. Look at that. 77.85 to 80 bucks, 79. And then you know, double bottom, I wouldn't even say go as far as to say that's a double bottom quite yet, but yeah, so there's your little downtrend there. If you break above $78, then maybe. Yeah, no double bottom daily. SE on the daily? No, dude. There's no way. You have to no, yeah, there's no double bottom there, my guy. No offense. Just saying that like definitively there is a support back here, and I'm trying to show you why I'm saying no. You know, I'm not just saying no. March 10th, you bounce off of $85 and 25 cents. On April 25th, you hit that same level. You do bounce, you flush it, you lose it, you close underneath it for one day, and then you struggle, and then you actually do flush it Friday. So you actually lost that level, and really you lost it beforehand. You know, you closed multiple candles. This candle right here broke it. It was actually on March 5th. So there is no double bottom here. I would argue that probably I wouldn't die on that hill because I don't die on hills. You know, you just roll down. But yeah, I just that would be my argument, which I think is pretty solid. All right. Rivian, by the way, if anybody is holding Rivian puts, we got them. We got Rivian puts right now. Does anybody in the chat have Rivian puts with us that we've been holding? Remember I said long hold? We're up 17%, but we have June 17th, $20 puts. What do you think about target on the 4-hour daily looking for a retrace? Comment that on the YouTube channel if you don't mind. And if you guys are on TikTok, if you don't mind letting your fingers do the worm on the screen, let them have a seizure, and leave a like. I really do appreciate it. We're already up to 13K. I want to close the stream out at least 20. So, Trading View, yes, but Spy does have a bottom. Yes, you are right about that. So yeah, definitely a good job on identifying that double bottom. It does have an hourly double bottom, not confirmed, so we need confirmation. But it does have the setup for a double bottom. It would need to get above 417, but it has a choppy setup right now, which is I'm not excited about. But anyway. I do see the same divergence as well. So, all right. Anyway, moving along. What's up, everybody? Just joining in. Damn. What if trading is just choppy on Facebook? I'm gonna stay in a long contract and keep it that way. All right. KHC, which is Kraft Heinz. Okay. So. Ugh. Damn. Damn, this market maker just got out of school, dude. He's a fresh market maker. Look at that. Perfect. That's pretty. That looks cool. That's a little hourly breakout. Look at that. What's the magic number? 1, 2, and a 3. Isn't that the same magic number for Tootsie Pops? 1, 2, 3. Now, right now, okay, so that's cool, right? The hourly looks sick, but that's not cool, right? Because when we hit a resistance, we want to break out. Now, excuse me. My apologies. This is what I see, and I don't even really have to zoom in to see it, but I already see it, and I'm going to show you what I see. So take a look at this. If you do not break above 43.78 and 43.89, you could be in store for a reversal. That being said, it's good to go out to the daily and to obviously recognize that this has a cup and handle, or at least a cup. I wouldn't say that, and right now there are multiple different kinds of cups as far as cup and handles are concerned, right? Normally, a cup and handle, you can have a bearish cup and handle where you retest levels like all the way down at like $40, right? Which is for Kraft Heinz pretty far. Or you can have really bullish cup and handles. So that would be KHC holding 41.50 or even $42. But that being said, just on a daily candle close, you look good. You need to get above $44. And then at that point, I would say you're looking at maybe not all-time highs, because definitely not all-time highs, but you're looking at a potential. Actually, so now that I look at this chart on the daily, there's a gap fill to $47.50. That's worth writing down because for small accounts, I know KHC is cheap, and it would be a great stock to practice with a little bit of money on swing trading, long trading, identifying longer time frame setups and learning how to trade through them, right? Is your stock moving really well? Don't just sit and watch. Add something to it. Trade a weekly, trade next week's, take profit, and then let that contract that you bought, 3, 4 weeks, 2 months ago, keep doing its thing if your play has not played out. And a lot of people will mix the time frame analysis. So I'd short anything this guy goes long. Does anybody want to fill this guy in on what we do here? Because I know you're new, and something's striking the ego that made you comment that. And I don't know what it is, but I wish you deep breaths and maybe like a bong or something. Chill out. We're just doing stock analysis here, and also we do most of this short stuff. So, anyway, so this one has a cup and handle. Maybe I would start in with a speculative entry, looking at $45 strikes, right? Those would go in the money, and then maybe you can get some out of the money leap type action here. So, yeah, we've been green, we've been cranking. So, and any red trades that I give, you guys know, I cut my losses. We take L's just like anybody else, but we don't take 40,000, 50. We don't take giant ass losses. Well, I can't speak for everybody. I know some people don't. They will continue to do their own thing. So anyway, 45 would be the target, and you would need to break above 45. So that's why I would say 45. Baba is a loss. Hell yeah. Oh, what do you mean? Like I'm not gonna chart it? Oh no, I'm making my way. All right, so I keep meaning to just say this. Tesla's on my watch list like every day. It's just obviously it depends on the setup, on whether or not I feel like I want to trade it. But this one is not really one that I'm like super geeked up about. It did close with a pretty gnarly, bear flag. And guys, I'm sorry, but this was amazing. I did play it the wrong way, tried to nail a weekly and tried to play a breakout here. I think I took a small loss.
I did have a big loss on Tesla trying to play it with the small account, and I thought I sold my contract, which I recovered that loss pretty quickly. But this one did end up playing out pretty much exactly as I had anticipated it. The only thing that changed was it only made it to the 200-day moving average on the hourly, which is always worth noting. It's never going to break the 200-day moving average in a solid, unless the market is ripping or some catalyst is happening. It's very rarely going to happen. But anyway, all that being said, Tesla is giving us signals that 845 and 844.45 is a key level. That's where we bounced. And then Tesla's also got 887. 887, which I just don't like the downside. I don't like the downside on Tesla until we actually start making moves above 900. So anywhere below, or anywhere in the range of 870 to 900, no. Like, I'm not trading this where you see these white lines. I'm not. But as it moves below 850, you could play this wick fill to the downside, and then you might be able to get away with a 823 move to the downside. And one thing that I want to mention, all right, I know I read off that flow, okay, the millions and millions of dollars that we saw on flow. But don't get me wrong, when someone has that type of expiration and that type of cash, believe me, they're doing something, and they're not going to lose that money. So it may just be a quick move to the downside before it's all said and done. Sorry, guys, my throat is super dry. I do, yes. Yeah, I drink Liquid Death. I like it. I'm bougie about very few things in my life. Um, I'm proud to say, um, I've never wanted to buy an exotic car. With nothing against anybody who does. Straight up, I want that's awesome. But I do really like having nice water, like, which is a privilege, and I'm thankful for it. But really quickly, Tesla. So this one took me a few seconds to see, but damn, this one could squeeze out the shorties and finish this week before continuing whatever trend it's going to decide. So here's the deal. Tesla 876 or 875. So 875, 876. Tesla 888, 887, somewhere in there, right? I don't like that. These are not entries for me. But 90150, that's where Tesla, you could speculatively enter something here, but I say that we go, and so just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking, if we do trend to the upside, this may end up being choppy because of CPI. So we might spend a day or two, right? So we could see one candle up, Tesla 897, rejection, back down, goes and retest 886, or maybe all the way back down to 875. And then before or maybe on CPI, we rush up to 825. You break 825, you've got 840 immediately. Anywhere above 840, start taking 995 seriously, or excuse me, 975 and 995 seriously. But until then, I would actually say that given so wave in wave theory, right? So walk with me here, right? So the magic number is 3, okay? What's the smoke? It's the vibes. So walk, skip, whatever you want to do. So let's move down, right? So we move down. That's wave 1. We move down. That's wave 2. We move down again. Move up. Excuse me. That's wave 2, and then we move down. That's wave 3. Now, what's happening here is we've got 1, 2, and so now it's almost like Russian roulette, right? Which one are we gonna hit first? Do we head north now? Okay, well then I'm banking Tesla's heading down. And a lot of people will be like, well, how did you know that was gonna happen? Or how, because of that magic, like 3 in a pattern, right, will help you get good entries. You don't get fake outs when you're looking at buying red or looking at buying bottoms, not the top, right? And that is the instinct is the for everybody, especially when you're new into the market, the instinct is buy it because it's green. It's the asset is increasing in value. It makes no that is logical, totally logical, right? The asset is increasing in value. Buy it. But the fact of the matter is assets that are valuable also decrease in value before going on massive increases in value. Um, so that's something to consider. But anyway, all that being said, if we do move up first and we hit that 925.50, we get an hourly or 4 hour candle close bearish back into the zone, right? So the zone that I'm showing you guys right here, right? In between this zone. If you go up and I'm gonna zoom in here so that we can see a little bit better. I know TikTok's probably squinting. So here's the deal, and I can actually give you guys a ghost feed. So something like this, right? I know probably you guys want me to move on, but so right, we get candles right there. We can consolidate there, but we just hold that trend line. Ignore those wicks; they're doing it themselves. So say we move up, right? Okay, that's where we're at. Bullish is to stay here. Oh, okay. It just stopped making candles. Um, the most bullish thing here, right, is to stay in that little pocket. So this zone, right, is almost like it's bullish above this, it's bearish above that, right? Just to keep it simple, black and white. That it's not that black and white, but it just in this instance, we're gonna look at it that way. So if we end up bouncing, making way up, and consolidating, and again, these candles suck. But if we consolidate up here in this pocket, then I would say you head out, right? That's bullish. So bounce down, chop in the range, head up, that's bullish. If you reject and you fall back in here, that's bearish and you're likely going to fall down. And then that gives you the what? 1, 2, 3, and then what would you have had? 1. Now, some can argue about the top point, right? Whether that can be counted as 3. But oftentimes, low volume patterns will give you a fourth wave. Not necessarily, it will ignore the starting wick. And it will give you, so say from here we go 1, 2, and then we actually break out on another third one. That would happen if there was low volume or low sentiment, which again would happen with a lack of data, lack of whatever. Explain rolling options. Okay, so what you're doing is, we Rollman, right? That's not his name. Rollman, that's his nickname. That is one of his that's his thing, man. He's the roll master. But what he does is basically you go long. Say you pick May. I don't know the actual expiration dates right now, but we got May 26th. $50 calls on Coke, and Coke goes in the money, and you're getting close to your expiration. So now you may start losing value, but you still see further upside. So some brokerages will allow you to use the premium gained in order to put that money into the next or a longer expiration. Now you can roll into shorter, I believe, shorter options. I've never done it before, nor have I tried. But yeah, so essentially you're using the profits made from whatever contracts that you own now, and you're rolling them into a new or longer expiration contract. Give me 1 second there, guys. Yeah, 1 second. Hey, what's up, bro? Um, hold hold on 1 second, guys. All right. A lot of takes a drug deal, a lot of streaming. No, dude, I just had somebody drop off my keys, because I need them for tomorrow morning. So let's go. Nah, dude, you do that before the live streams. Don't, I don't need drugs. This man said. So basically, you're selling options now, buying new options in the future. Definition of roll. No, you're not selling. So if you take a call, you can roll it into a call. You're not selling premium, or you're not selling a call, but Apple and Tesla have the same triangle. Yeah, nice. All right, so we're gonna do a few more, um, but hopefully you guys that makes sense. We know where we're at on the so here's what we got. Okay, we have a game plan, and we have a game plan for up, and we have a game plan for down. I don't see any reason to be taking long entries until we get above 921 and 925 for maybe even 930. But do whatever you want there. That's for me. You could even say 915. You could start legging into something, looking for the potential test of downtrend. But what we have is we have a plan to both the up, the up and the downside. So we have our levels, and therefore there is no stress. There's no stress here because based on what we've done before, right? Based on how we've been trading previously, it's just as simple as letting these. Those of you guys who are new, it's just as simple as understanding the sentiment, knowing obviously if we have any type of catalyst, CPI, FOMC, J-Powell, Biden, whatever that is, knowing that sentiment, having your levels marked, knowing the lower time frame setup, and then the higher time frame setup. So once we know those things and we got a good idea of what's going on, that's when we can make moves and we can play safe and we can make money like we did on Tesla here, right? Because this is probably, I would say, one of the single greatest candles that I've ever traded on Tesla. This one, I believe, yeah, this one was remarkable. That was a drop from 1175 down to 1026. So absolutely stupendous. I see a lot of people talking about PLTR, and I've got it on the watch list. So let's look at the daily setup right now because this thing looks like hot dog water as it approaches IPO lows. Not 893 is currently, I would say, 915 and 893 are obvious bounce levels. I really don't know how this thing could go any lower. And to be honest with you, as a PL, and I am a PLTR investor, but I have now spent more money on puts than I ever put into the position ever, right? Because I've had to hedge my position. I've had to sell covered calls, but PLTR has been and is going to be a bumpy and long road. And the amount of companies that they are integrating themselves into, I think it is inevitable that they will end up, be demanding respect. Now, there is a curious setup, and we're just going to start it off of this level here, but don't ignore these things. Okay, I'm just going to let you guys know when I see stuff like that, I take it into consideration. So this downtrend right here, this random ass downtrend, I believe that could still end up coming into play. PLTR, it's probably worth checking. And those of you guys in the Discord, you can hit a $ short interest, all one word, and then PLTR, and it will bring up all that information for you through our bots. But checking that short interest and seeing, okay, maybe is earnings enough to get it to squeeze? Because anywhere above 1050, and really all major moving averages are at 1150. So above 1150, truly, then you could start to see a run back up to $14. So, which would likely happen in a trending market because again, PLTR would still be bearish even if it went that high. So I'm not streaming on Discord, Lauren. Only here. So Law A, I do. I do have a Discord. Um, but I want my goal because our Discord has a specific goal in mind. The goal is to help you all get to the point where you can wake up in the morning, listen to the news, know what's going on the chart, have a checklist, set your levels, take your trades, or if it's in the afternoon, and do it without me. That's the goal. Now, of course, a lot of people stay for the community because they really like just being around other traders, which obviously I enjoy too. But um, that I just want to make that clear. Anytime anybody's and if you're brand new, I'm not selling anything to you because and again, I'll even if I find out that you're brand new in the Discord, I'm gonna say something to you. It's not gonna be rude, but it's gonna be reminding you that you could be getting this for free, and asking me questions for free rather than paying us until you're ready. Because tools are not truly valuable until we know how to truly use them. So, um, nice liquid death. I thought that said nice dream, which is the title to one of my favorite songs. Nice dream. I actually might get that tattooed on me. Okay, so let's do a few more tickers and then we're gonna go ahead and get some well needed shut eye before the start of next week where we got CPI. Again, if you guys didn't catch the YouTube or you're just tuning in, you can go back to the beginning. I covered the news. But definitely excited for this week. Excited to see what happens after CPI. I think everybody's going to be a little bit surprised. So, all right. Did I do CVX or Oxy yet? No, I have not. Um, I'm trying to. Did I do Baba yet? Baba Yaga. So I don't want to tell you this. I don't, but I might have to. So um, bleh. Baba looks like it wants to go down to $85. I would actually venture to guess it's going to gap down. Now, that leaves it wide open for a potential test of resistance, which is still hovering all the way up at 111.44. And China is always 1 day away from I swear they're always just like one article away from gapping up $60. Not really, but like gapping up some ridiculous amount. So that being said, Baba's nearest supply to test is actually up at 110, which is pretty damn close to its 200-day moving average here on the daily. So I would say it's not outside of the question. Okay, so anywhere below $80, Baba's got this gap to fill. And trust me, I want to short this thing more than anybody in the whole world. And if they said that they did, I'd fight them. No, I'm just kidding. And as I'm saying this, I just spotted this downtrend: wick, candle, candle, and then wick, candle. So there is a smaller, lower time frame downtrend that we can set an alert on, because if a candlestick breaks it, then we can actually look at it as a dynamic break, and then we can start looking at those key levels. But yeah, I'd be looking for a support bounce. But anyway, if it's not, then this would be if we did break $85. That would be Baba's descending triangle, and I would be looking to take Baba short down to 76. I just said sex in the middle of that while I'm talking about shorting Chinese stocks. I apologize. 76.60 There's a lot of sixes in there. 76.60 to the downside. So we'll bust it down to sexual style. What indicator do you have by the price? By the price? I've got a multitude of different indicators there. Are you talking about that? Or I've got, okay, so the orange one is a 200-day moving average. That's in line with my downtrend. The ribbon is a whole ribbon sweep, whole ribbon indicator. It's a whole ribbon sweep. I don't know. People call it all sorts of different things. But I call it the whole ribbon. And then I've got the 20 and 50-day EMA, and then this thin blue one running through. That's the 500 HMA. And that's about it. So you've also got this over here. This is called volume profile. It is in the built-in indicators, and this is visible range. So the data changes as I change the amount of days or data put in. So I'm gonna add Baba to my watch list. All right. So just to reiterate my watch list right now, um, for those of you wondering, right now we've got Apple, JD, Baba, Tesla, and Facebook all coming in tomorrow for the watch list. So KHC could be a long, but we'll see how it goes. Law A, awesome. Been before TikTok, day trading was the loneliest profession I ever had. Straight up, man. It can be really lonely, straight up, and it's nice to be around people and talk and conversate. So, when a candle breaks a level, do you have to wait for the candle to close before it's valid? So, John, for me, I would say just a broad yes. There are speckles of no's, I would say. If you're trending down, maybe not. If you're in a downtrend, and you've already taken a position, like say, you short the head and shoulders, like okay, so Baba, right? You see and I think we did. I'm almost 100% sure we shorted this head and shoulders back in January, but this head and shoulders, right? You get 1, 2, 3, magic number three. At that point, right, someone could have taken the position there, and that would have completed the shoulder. So you wouldn't necessarily be looking for a candle close, but yes, the candle closing. So here on Baba, I think the level is 110.38, and you do actually close below that level. Now you retest it like you always do. If you retest a level 4 times and then break it, you're gonna test it one last time just to be sure, and then you'll dump. But yeah. So oh, you know what? I'm tripping right now. I apologize, TikTok. I have this I have you guys right here, and I could have just, well, man, that is trippy. What is the model of my LG monitors? I have no idea. Um, I'll you DM me that question because I'm gonna forget. DM me. Hazel Odinson, I'd love to hear more about that thought on your thoughts on the Apple Car wrecking. That's a good topic for a podcast. Is Apple Cars impact on Apple long term? Looking at Tesla as an example of maybe why, or what could they avoid? Um, looking at some patents, bro. You're the shit, man. Um, so anyway, that's Baba. All right, we're gonna look at one more, guys, and I am gonna call it a day, a night. I think I've already said that maybe twice, but that's fine. Okay, so again, Somebody just asked me about candle closes. Is it important? Yes. Yes. One, two. Look at this candle. Ooh, boy. You would have taken a long position, making a bet to go dump further or break 80. You would have seen immediate red. Damn, I'm craving falafel right now. I just got hungry all of a sudden. So anyway, SQ, this one has a downtrend again, like most stocks right now, has a third untouched resistance to the upside. We got to go tap that. Sorry. That's what I said. But we want to bounce. I would say that SQ moving up to resistance, right, could possibly give us a head and shoulders. Yeah. And then if you reject, oh my God, if you lose 118 after hitting 126, you better believe that I am going to take a put, at least a $90 put, maybe a $100 put, and I might even go as far as $80. But yeah, I would short SQ, but I would say SQ looks like a potential head and shoulders. I'm gonna write that down just as a. I love the head and shoulders patterns. They're high probability patterns. So Trader Life, what next? Trader Life, what next? Um, like what's next after this life? I'll probably always trade. But if people knew about the rant, I mean, I definitely don't think I fit the script for your average content trader uh as far as like what I do with my spare time. So I sleep with his wife. I don't even know what that means, but that actually that makes me laugh. Sorry, that was really funny. Such a random comment. Am I a swing trader, Potter? Yes. So I mean, yes, and I would say yes, but I also day trade when I can't swing trade. When I don't see swing trades, I just day trade. And if I don't, I mean, if I don't see either, I just don't trade at all. But I did start off swing trading, and I continue to day trade to this day. So, our swing trade, excuse me. Shorting is immoral. What are you talking about? Shorting is the most American thing that you can possibly do. Where does the name Potter come from? I'll let you take a look at it. My face looks swollen and slight. Why is this? There. That's why they call me Potter. To look like a complete dork. Well, my parents did make me live in a closet for like 6 years. Um, shed. All right. I know you're talking about Rivian, but can I reiterate? Yeah, it's extremely overvalued. Um, Yeah. It's overvalued. Everybody buys EV companies thinking they're the next Tesla, but Tesla is completely different than most EV companies, and they have a long ways to go. So, um, anyway, SQ above 110.75, above 108 and 110 are two great levels to watch for SQ. So I like Head and Shoulders, but just learning. Thanks for the help. Yes, and if you're new to the market and you need to learn about patterns, right? The human brain is built to recognize patterns. Did you not get it this week? That's fine. Keep looking for it. Your brain will spot it. The minute you spot a pattern without looking or doing anything like that, you just see it. Your brain will never forget it. It's there forever. I see most setups. I don't, in fact, I would say at this point, I wouldn't even have to draw the lines if I wasn't streaming and making content. If nobody was following me, I would probably not draw much, if of anything, unless it was something that I was looking at later on or I wanted to set an alert trend on it. But you guys are more than welcome to hit the link in the bio, and my Discord does have a ton of free info, step-by-step process, brokerages, etc., etc. So, we got 21,000 likes here. If you guys don't mind, let your finger have a feature on the screen. leave some more likes because we're gonna finish up here. I really do appreciate it, you guys. All right, so SQ looks like it could get to the 60s. Um, yeah, 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 it could. It 100% could. Yes. I think it's going to be an interesting play, up or down. I'm actually pretty excited to play it. I might end up grabbing a call over 100 or something like that. But oh man, you guys are going ham on the like button. I appreciate it. Can I hit my own like button? Look at that. I can like myself, which you should do. You should love yourself. Which time frame do you use for charting? So there is not a singular best level. There's not a singular best time frame. If you're a long-term trader, obviously the 5 minute doesn't mean much to you, if at all. But for the most part, I have a process. And one thing I've always been telling traders is since I started trading or teaching, if you're too zoomed in, zoom out, and if you're too zoomed out, zoom in. It's that simple because I start from the daily, sometimes the weekly, and I make my way down. If I see something on the hourly on a chart, then I make my way up, and then I go look and I double check. I would say that there's increments. The most important time frames for me are going to be the daily to get the overall structure, the 4 hour for higher time frame levels. Okay, the hourly, right? That's my day trading level. That's where I'm going to be looking for those smaller levels, but obviously gaps, supply and demand, right? Because I'm looking at the daily, sure, you can see that, but if you go to SQ and you zoom in a little bit, it sure makes finding and identifying these levels a little bit easier because you see where the consensus lies, right? So for SQ, consensus at 127.75 is pretty heavy. At the bottom of that is 120. Yeah, so 120 and 119.23. And so that serves as a level there. So you get clear levels. SQ right now has 108, pretty obvious to the upside, and then 110.50. So. That'd be crazy if Apple sold off the Apple car, though, you know. You guys have gotten crushed. I have no idea who you're talking about, but you have not been here with us, dude. We have been making. Whoa, a paper crane? Damn, dude, I've never gotten a paper crane before. That was lit. Thanks, brother. I could make a real paper crane. Thanks, you make sense. Awesome. All right. If I missed your ticker, write it down, and I will take that request tomorrow morning. Here's the deal. Um, what do we know? What do we know what market we're heading into? Okay. We know what data points we have going into this week. So we've gone over earnings. We've gone over this economic calendar. There is nothing Monday and Tuesday. Okay. Wholesale inventories and NFIB, small business optimism are low impact data points. So 2 days, right? Monday, you're far enough away, you might get a decent open. We'll see what futures look like in the morning. Tuesday, I would say 10 o'clock, I'm out. I don't know if I've ever done this, but and I'm working on something right now, but I would say Monday, right? And I'm writing this down. I'll show TikTok and YouTube and the camera really quick. But Monday, I would say it's good to trade, right? Looks okay to trade. Maybe wait 15 minutes for that candle to close, right? 15-minute candle close. Tuesday, you're gonna have maybe just the first hour. Why? Because people are going to start feeling CPI. Am I right? Am I 100%? Is this correct? I have no idea. Have I done this before and this is how it's gone? Most of the time, yeah. So Tuesday, Wednesday, right? That's when we have CPI data. So right there, you guys can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Can you send me 50K to trade for me? You have no idea, just guessing. Guys, we have somebody, I don't know, DM CEO VGK, and just send him nice things. It's obviously got something going on, man. I hope you have a good night, man. Whatever's got you irked, dude. I'm just trying to help people make money, teach people. All of this stuff is information that I think that any investor should know. Economic data. So I wish you all the best, man. Hopefully you feel better. Um, it's hard to be angry alone. Okay, so anyway, that's what we got right there. Okay, it's pretty simple. I can't get in the camera because my brain's not working. Um, so Monday will be good for 15 minutes. That's what she said. No, I said Sorry. Monday could be good for the after the first 15 minutes to get a sense of direction. Now, if I will update you, okay? Don't set that in stone. It's never good to do that. Be open and let the pre-market show you what's going on, okay? All right. Don't waste breath on them. You know what though? Sometimes when you're being sometimes when I'm being a dick and someone's nice to me, I'm like, damn, I'm being a dick. So hopefully that helps. You know, sometimes you just gotta be nice. Sometimes I'm not, but I try to be. Thoughts on Six Flags earning coming up? I have no idea, dude. It's been years since I've even thought about that stock. Um, all right, you guys have a wonderful evening. If you guys are on YouTube with me, here's a little here's the thing. We'll go ahead and I'll make my camera a little bit bigger. There you go. So Monday, here's my notes. If you guys want to screenshot my notes, they're kind of choppy, right? They're not. You don't have. Your guys aren't going to be making a course. Maybe you should. I don't know. Just some notes, right, for me for tomorrow. Little podcast notes. Right here, I've got my watch list. I've got. Ooh, I've got to write that down. I forgot Apple Flow, right? I don't want to forget about Apple Flow. It's really rough, but all of my notes and everything that I need to see. But these are just quick notes and quick little things for the week, right? I don't want to forget about CPI, PPI, core PPI, MISS PPI. I'm just kidding, that's business of earnings, right? PLTR, Roblox League, GRWG coin. And then I just wrote these down as a reminder to myself to repeat to you guys that the daily 4 hour and 1 hour are good time frames for myself. So anyway, y'all have a great night. Peace out. Get some good rest. What is indicative in pre-market to see the start? I like to see gap downs and gap downs, gap ups, stuff like that. Sentiment. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening. Peace. That was pretty impressive, by the way. I just made myself disappear. All right, hold on. Bye, guys. All right.